Hi everyone, welcome to Book and BuJo, where I talk about all things books, bullet journals, and stationery. Join me today as I set up my August reading journal. Let's start with a flip through from July. So I will fill out my stats and everything at the end of the month, so in August. And then these are the books that I've read and when I read them. I do like this form of tracker a little better than the actual calendar. It works a little better for me, but I'm amazed at how many short books I had because I read a whole bunch of them just in like 1 or 2 days. So I ended up adding a whole lot of extra books because I had some extra time. So right now I'm currently reading just random mood read books. So Bunny by Mona Awad, and then J.R.R. Tolkien, A Life Inspired by Wyatt North, because I have that one on my Kindle. And then these are the books that I got from my library. Oh, and then for the July TBR book quest with the Reading and Writing Life, these are the prompts that we had. So in owned audio, I listened to Common Sense by Thomas Paine. Owned a book, I read Broken Beasts by Sarah C. Rothel, and that was an ebook. And then for graphic novel, I read Battle Royale by Liesl Adams. And then for my TBRopoly, again, got everything completely finished, which is great. And then for book clubs and readalongs and year-long readathons, I finished everything. July ended up being a very good reading month. Quick and easy. All right, now let's get into August. I think I'm just kind of having like a cozy summer vibes theme for August with a lot of the same colors that I used last month, but I did find some really cute little washi stickers and my reading time ephemera book stickers. So let's just go through some of the supplies I'm using since I'm already talking about it. These ones I got from Journal Say. These ones are from this Reading Time ephemera book, which I will link down below in case you're interested. And then over here, we'll have a similar thing, some more of the washi stickers, and then the little cutouts from that Reading Time ephemera book, and then a few more. So that's kind of where I am for stickers and such. Let's go ahead and come back here. And then my tried and true staples, I have my tweezers, my sticker assist mat, my scissors, my handy dandy eraser, and then of course my ruler and correction tape and my glue stick. Those are the always have on hand items. And then some other ones I may or may not use. It just depends on how much space I have, and I may add some of these throughout the month as the time goes by to see what fits in some of the different areas. And again, these are all Journal Say, as is this one. It's just a big roll of books that goes across horizontally, which is nice. And then a couple of washi tapes from Archer and Olive that I may use, and then some random washi tape that I have no idea where it came from. But it has green on it, so that works. And then lastly, we have some pens. Let's see, we've got my Bright Tech 0.5 pen, which has the brown and the green. I have a Sakura Jelly Roll in the glitter, or metallic, I guess they call it, the metallic green. I have a watercolor pen in the Willow Tea, kind of a green color. I have a couple of the Right Tech Sign brush pens, also in a couple shades of green. So as you can tell, I'm going to be doing a lot of green. And then we have some browns. So I have my Zig Clean Color Dot 0.5 fine liner on one side, and then the dot on the other in fawn. That's the number 200. And then we have a couple of, well, I guess we have a Sign and a Touch brush pen from Pentel, and then a Bright Tech brush pen in the kind of beigey or vintage brown color, and then the Tombow 990, and this one is a nice second line highlighter color, so it's nice and light. That's it. So let's go ahead and get started setting up for August. And this is where I realized that my glue stick was pretty much empty, so I had to go get a Q-tip and try and dig out as much of the glue from it that I could for all the things I was still trying to stick into my notebook that wasn't a sticker. It ended up working, but I have since ordered more glue sticks and actually some more tape dispensers as well. And now for a final flip through. So I have my August calendar, so I'll put the book here and then when I read it and how long it took me. My vertical lines here are just saying when the week is over. So Sunday's on the 17th, so the 18th would be a Monday, etc. The 25th is a Monday, that kind of thing. I was thinking of doing a line down every single one of them, and I was just like, I think that's too much. I don't know. I may add them in later, but I think I'm just going to leave it like this for now. So yeah, I'll put the book here and say I started on the 3rd, I finished it on the 6th, so I'll have an open square here, and then on the 6th I will color it in like I did here. And then I will have my stats page over on this side. I started filling in a few of them, but I'm still trying to figure out what I actually want to track for my stats, because there's some stats that I have been tracking that I really actually don't care that much about. So I'm trying to decide exactly which ones. I do like my genre tracking and the series tracking. I think the demographic is kind of fun. So that's like middle grade, YA, adult books. I also kind of like figuring out if it was traditionally published, self-published, indie published, that kind of thing. And then also if it was an audiobook, like what the ratios are for like a little graph for audio, physical, digital, and then mixed media. And then my favorites, so favorite book, favorite author, and I'm kind of toying with putting in like my favorite character, my favorite trope out of the books that I've read, because I really don't know my favorite tropes. Like I don't think about the tropes that often, unless something comes up that annoys me. And then also my favorite audiobook narrator, I want to add that in as well. So this is still a work in progress page for my stats. I do like the stickers that I chose for this theme, though. It was kind of fun. And for some reason, I had a whole bunch of bookcases and stuff with cats, which is interesting because I'm not really a cat person. I'm more of a dog person. I think there's even a cat in the window over here. That's kind of funny. Okay, moving on to the next page. So my TBRopoly, I had ended up with 13 rolls, but only 12 books. But I guess you can count it as 13 books since one of the books is broken into 2 full-size books. So, I mean, you know. So I have what my roll was, and then what the book, author, and series name is, and then how many pages and how many hours the book is. Now, some of the books I don't necessarily have the audiobook for, like I put in parentheses. So this is what it is if I would have listened to it, but I don't have it, so I'll have to read it, that kind of a thing. I will color in the dice as I finish them so that they come out like this at the end. And I'll probably use my metallic green Sakura for that. And that's what I used to mark the doubles. And then this is the roll I used to use my reward, which was 1 reroll or repick 1 prompt, and I did reroll. Because originally I ended up on NetGalley, and I ended up on NetGalley over here anyway. And if you haven't seen my TBRopoly for August, I will link that up in the cards above as well as in the description box below for you. And then on this side, I am going to add, I usually put this on my stats page, but I may actually put it for both. We'll see, like what my TBR is supposed to be as opposed to what I actually read. So the total pages I read, how many hours I listened, and then the averages. So like this comes out to so many pages per day. And then if I did sprints, when I did or when I attended someone else's sprints, I will add that on here as well. And then here, since I have my crochet project, I put a little habit tracker kind of calendar in here, and I will mark the days I actually work on my crochet project. And then the class is actually 26 sessions, and so I will mark off all of the ones that I did. So some of the classes that are on here, or some of the videos, the sections, don't necessarily pertain to the project that I'm doing, which is this cute little dragon. And the last couple, at least, it's how to put like a little beanie pom-pom on top of a crocheted hat. So, and I'm not doing that. So if I don't quite get to those, it's okay. And I can push that off to the next month. But my goal is still to make it through the entire thing. And I think the entire course was just over, it was like 2.5 hours or so. I put it over here, 2 hours and 49 minutes, give or take. I was just kind of doing some quick math in my head on it. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. And then we move into book clubs. So I have all of my book clubs here that I'm participating in, the Readalongs, the year-long Readathons, and then I had said I wasn't doing Readathons, and then I forgot. I do TBR Quest each month, which is from the Reading and Writing Life, and for August, there's 3 different levels. So the first level is you can just do 3 free picks, so I may just put 3 random books in there from my TBR. Level 2 would be pick 3 prompts from any readathon that Amanda from the Reading and Writing Life is participating in. And she's doing pretty much all of the readathons that she has found for August. And then level 3, which is probably the one I'm going to do. So this one and this one will pretty much be the same. But pick 3 prompts from any readathon or complete the entire readathon. Now the difference between the two, this one you can pick and choose, just pick basically 3 books that she's reading that you want to read and put those in there. It doesn't matter what the readathon is. Where this one you actually can pick one readathon, do either just 3 prompts from it or do the entire readathon. And that one I chose is Nevermoreathon. So we're actually, I do need to put that in here too. I forgot about that. Okay. So they are also doing a rewatch of Wednesday, season 1, and then they will be watching season 2. So I will probably put the episodes, oh, I just smeared that, whoops. I will probably put the episodes in here and then do like a little dot marker dot to say which ones I have watched. So I have watched all of season 1, but I do want to watch it again. So that would be a lot of fun. So I will add that in once I find out how many episodes are in each season. And then we have the prompts on this side. So Team Goldbugs is the one that I chose. And I will put which books I read over in this section here. And Nevermoreathon is put together by Chaos in Bookland, and I will leave all of these channels linked down below for you. And then TBR Trails, I don't know yet because the live show is on August 3rd, so I will find out then what all of the prompts are going to be. So I do hope that out of all the books I already have on my TBR, that I will be able to find books for these. As long as there's at least 3, because that will still fulfill this readathon prompt for pick 3 prompts from any readathon or complete the entire readathon. So as long as I have 3, that will work. There's a group book for the readathon itself, which is My Darling Dreadful Thing by Johanna Van Veen. And my library does have the audiobook for that. But there's also a group book for the team that you chose, and Goldbugs, the host is Bookworm Wonder, and the book we're reading is Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller, the first book in the series. And so I'm thinking that Water on the Cover, possibly Water Location, and a book with water creatures, because you can use one book for up to 3 prompts. I think that will fit for all 3 of those prompts, which is good. Book with a competition, I do have The Game. Book with rivalry, I think The Sphinx, The Republic of Thieves would definitely work for that too. Diverse book, I have Never Whistle at Night. Book with a loyal best friend, I mean, I would say Republic of Thieves, just because of the previous books, but I'm not sure now about that one, because I haven't read it yet. But I think Book with a loyal best friend, I could also use To Green Angel Tower for that. The main ones I'm not sure about would be a sassy character. I think that's going to be fairly easy. Book with teamwork, I think the Republic of Thieves would probably work for that as well. A cult book and Edgar Allan Poe, and a companion novel and a song. So I think Tad Williams' books will have a song in it. And I'm not sure about cult book. I'll have to look these ones up and see for sure. But it is possible to only read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly 6 books to complete the entire thing. So I'm hoping I can get that figured out. I'm still waiting for Suffer-a-thon prompt to come out as well. And the other one I think I forgot about. Let's go ahead and fill this part in. So I do Game of Tomes, I do have done already, because we're still reading The Silmarillion. And I read that one in 2024, I believe. So I can cross that one off. Three Musketeers I have read previously, so I'm going to go ahead and, which is why I have it in parentheses, but I'm going to go ahead and do a quick little dot for that one. Still waiting for the Thomas Howell one to come in. For Wellread Book Club with Carolyn Marie Reads, we are doing The Summer Book by Tove Jansson. The other one was World of Words. I'm still waiting for Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by B.E. Schwab from my library, so I can't read that till I get that in. But we're also supposed to read for August is The Raven Scholar by Antonia Hodges, the first book in the Eternal Path series. So I'm still need to get to both of those. I was able to find the audiobook for this one, though, and use one of my credits. But actually, I wonder if Shadow Kiss could work for some of these, too. Cult book? Maybe. Yeah, I think I'll be able to fulfill all of the readathon prompts with just the books on my TBR and not add anything new besides Daughter of the Pirate King. I may or may not get to My Darling Dreadful Thing. That'll be like one of the last things I read, but I do have access to the audiobook from my library, so I may try and get to that one. We'll see, because I don't need any more page count. but we'll see. We'll find out. And that is it. So thank you so much for joining me today as I set up my August reading journal. And stay tuned for September, because we are going to have a lot and use up quite a few pages, I'm sure, in my reading journal. I need to find out how many pages I have left I can use and how many tip-ins I will need to use for September. For the Magical Readathon with G at Book Roast, Seasonathon Academy with Completely Melanie is coming up, and I'm pretty sure we're going to have a few more. We'll see if Becca and the Books, if she does Bookopalathon this year or not. She may not. If she does, it'll probably be either in September or October. So we'll see how that goes. And if you made it this far in the video, go ahead and leave a cat emoji in the comments for all of the random cats that ended up in my stickers for this month. And please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any other planning content. And until next time, keep planning. Bye.